guys, welcome back to my channel. I am so excited for today's video because we are trying out some new things from Pat McGrath, Huda Beauty, PYT, Natasha Denona, just a few to name, but that's how I got this look. Now before we jump into it, if you're new here, make sure to hit the subscribe button down below, hit the bell for notifications, new videos, and if you like this video, make sure you give it a big thumbs up. But if you want to see what products I used to get this look, just keep watching. Okay, you guys, I'm excited to try this out, and I kind of did deja vu when I saw it. So we're going to compare. But I have the Pat McGrath Sunlit Seduction. I love the packaging. It's really hefty and there's some weight to it. But this is the color story. Now, when I looked at this, I did a complete deja vu for the Divine Rose 2. And then looking at the two of them together, they're not quite the same. So this is the Divine Rose 2, and then let's try and not drop it. This one is the Sunlit Seduction. So when you're looking at both of them together, let's see, you've got some peachy tones in the Divine Rose and you've got some pinky tones in the Sunlit Seduction. I am really excited to go ahead and swatch the Sunlit Seduction. I do have a video for the Divine Rose 2 if you want to see how I did my makeup using that palette. But I love the mauve tones, and actually I pulled this out of the closet. It's starting to cool down. It's been kind of playing around yo-yoing with the weather, but I'm feeling a little chill in the house, and you know, it's never too early to pull out a sweatshirt or whatnot. Now let me go ahead and swatch these shades because I think I have an idea of what I'm going to use, but that always changes when I do the swatches. Okay, one thing to note, first off, packaging, beautiful, but the names of the shades are not on the palette. You actually have to keep the box if you want to know what they are. So a lot of times I will just tell you or point to what shade I'm using, but these swatches are absolutely stunning. One of my favorite shimmers is the one in the top row called Astral Pink Fetish. It is the second from the end, right next to that beautiful burgundy. It has like pink to gold shifts, really beautiful. And then right below it, the shade that is Astral Amethyst Allure, absolutely fabulous. I'm so excited to use this. I think I'm gonna use the Astral Pink Fetish today. There's some beautiful matte shades to complement, and I think I'll be able to build up a really pretty mauvey pink smoky eye, which when have I turned one of those down? But I think I have a way forward. And as much as I want to use the amethyst shade, I'm really gravitating towards the pinky gold. Now I've got to go ahead and prime my eyes, and one thing I almost completely forgot I picked up. This is the Pat McGrath Labs Intensifeyes Longwear Primer. This is not the first time I've used it. I have tried it out to see what I think of it. I do have some thoughts. Now, I tend to use my P. Louise base. It has a little bit of color, it cancels out my veins, and it just smooths out the canvas. Whereas this is a clear primer. And put a little bit on. It's literally unpigmented. It does last, which I do like. And this I'm going to apply with my fingers before I go and apply with the brush, just because I cannot see where it's at, but I can feel that I was able to get it on my eyes. Honestly, you don't necessarily need the brush. I just like it for in the inner corner. It does feel slippy to begin with, but it starts to get a little bit tacky as you put it into place and it starts to dry down, which is what I would need for my eyeshadows because I like them to have a sticky base to adhere to. Only thing I don't like is that it's clear and there's no pigment to it. So if she put out a pigmented eyeshadow primer, I would be all over it. When I'm using bright shades, this is not a big deal because those bright shades or darker shades will actually cancel out. Like this blue vein, I know it's there. Other people may not necessarily notice it. I do. But that is all about preference. Now starting out, I was looking at the lightest shade in the palette, which is very pinky, and I don't think that's the way I want to go. I'm going to start with the, I'd say a little bit cooler tones. Starting out, I'm going to go into this shade, which is just kind of a mauvey pink. I'm going to do that on a fluffy crease brush right into the crease in the outer V. And this actually isn't very mauvey. It looks more kind of a like brickish pink or like smoked salmon. That would be the shade. I am horrible with color names, shade names. I was hesitant about picking this up, and I looked at the palettes online. I was like, ooh, like the shimmers, they look a little bit different, but the matte shades were like giving me the same similar vibes. I don't think they swatch the same, and they're different. All right, so that's where we're starting, just a little bit blended out. Now I'm gonna go into this brick tone. I'm gonna start out gently with my fluffy crease brush and just bring it a little bit lower because we're gonna get some of those cranberry tones, but in the pan it looks like it's brick. Now I'm gonna go into my compacted smudger and place it where I want it to go, just a little bit deeper. I will say it adheres nicely, but just like any primer, it's going to hold that color where you get it, and you just have to be able to blend it out and work with it to get it to where you want it to be. And then my little skipping crease that I always get. Now going into this shade on my ring finger, because it is going to be, it's gonna have a better payoff when applied with a finger. Vice a brush. Now to finesse the inner corner, grab a dry brush, pick it up ever so gently. And it's cohesive. That's where we're at right now, because I know when I go and put on my foundation and concealer, this is gonna start to mute down, and I always have to fix the outer V. Might as well do it all in one step later. Now, some of the items that I have are from subscription boxes that I just received in August. And I think a couple, or one or two of the items are from July. This is the Grown Alchemist Anti-Pollution Primer. So the anti-pollution primer is supposed to block out blue light and other harsh pollutants that we might have in the air and the atmosphere. Now, the one thing, you are required to open it with the little point, and just like that. Oh, shoot. Decides to come out. It is a clear silicone. There is a light scent to it, kind of like refreshing and citrusy. It is kind of slippy. It's not like, I don't get the grippy effect. It feels like nice skincare, which would make sense because I like the skincare I've received from Grown Alchemist. Don't forget to like bring your primer down, especially because you're supposed to bring your foundation down to like blend it all. But if you forget it on your neck, it's not going to last as long as your face. Now, because I don't think it's going to cancel out my pores, which it did not, I'm going to use my Tarte Timeless Smoothing. It's the downside with it getting low in the container and still having nails. Your finger can't necessarily fit in the jar. Okay, and then the forehead. My foundation and concealer are not new, so I'm going to go ahead and do that, and I'll be back for setting powder because I do have a new one of those. Okay, so I have the setting powder from PYT Beauty. It's in shade Light Peach. I think it might be my shade. We'll try. It looks a little bit lighter when it's open. Vice looks a little darker when it's not. I went ahead and used foundation and concealer that I'm used to, that I like. They'll be linked down below if you want to know what those are, but just picked up a little bit. Not too bad, not a horrible color match. Now make sure the chin, it hasn't really started creasing, but it doesn't hurt to smooth it out. Okay, so now that the face is powdered, my skin is looking very smooth. We'll see how it looks at the end of all of this. We do need to finish off the eyes though. I'm gonna go into this shade right here and place this all the way underneath. I'm gonna do that with my compacted smudge brush. I'm gonna go into this shade right here. Just a quarter of the way in. I'm really liking that. Now, I also received in my subscription box the Natasha Denona Alloy Cheek Duo. This is a bronze and glow palette. So this bronzer is a little bit warm toned. I think I need to grab a contour. Now we're going to go into this bronzer and see, one, if it's the right tone. I feel like it's going to give me a very sun-kissed look. I like to put it into place before I blend it out. Just gives a very sun-kissed look, and I really appreciate that. Before we go into the highlighter, I do have a blush palette, and I got this, I think, in my July subscription box, maybe June, but it was a little buried in my drawer, and I was pulling everything out to just see what I had. This is the Shades by Shan blush palette. These are You Are Very Beautiful. So the shades are plum, apricot, raspberry, and peach. Ooh, I think I want to use the peach with a pop of the raspberry. I'll start with the peach first before I add the raspberry in there because I may not need it. And I don't. It is really pretty. It does have a glowy effect, but I really like that. Ooh, really pretty. Let me know your thoughts. And then now for the inner corner, I'm gonna go ahead and use this highlighter, brow bone, as well as on the cheeks. I do need to go ahead and do brows, and I don't have anything new for that, but I do have a new liquid eyeliner. This is the Lashrocket liner from Freck. I'm really bad at liquid eyeliner on camera, so I will definitely do this off camera and report back, but this is what it looks like. Very long tip. It looks like it's pretty flexible, so I'm interested to see how it performs at making that winged liner I like. And then I'll be back because I do have the Huda Beauty One Coat Wow mascara. So I'll be back for that. Okay, brows, liner. I also forgot that I had the Wander Beauty Skyliner Automatic Gel Eyeliner. Used this a couple times, really like it. It has some amazing staying power. So this and the liquid eyeliner. Now on to mascara. I did already curl my eyelashes. I almost pulled some of them out because I hiccuped. But we're gonna go into the Huda Beauty One Coat Wow. So that is what the wand looks like. It's actually bigger towards this end right here, and then it's narrower. And actually it kind of, there's one part where it just kind of squishes in. Do you see that? Quite interesting. Now, but it claims you only need one coat. Okay, that's actually quite good. Can you see them? Even with the black eyeliner up there. Can you see them from this side? Like how full they look? Wow. Okay, it's literally in the title. Okay, line or mascara, no mascara. Not even gonna do two coats. I'm gonna do this one. Although I kind of wonder what it would look like with two coats because one coat looks amazing. Let's do two just in case. The title says you only need one. This is me going the extra mile and telling you if you need a second coat, but I like how my eyelashes look right now. This might be my new favorite mascara. I don't think you need two coats. The one coat was just fine. And only because we did it on the other side am I doing a second coat on this side. Okay. It is starting to get warm. It's a downside to having the door closed on my filming room because there's less air circulation and it gets warm, but the fan is on low. It's just a little warm. Now I have the Makiage Lip Service High Shine Lip Glaze. This is in the shade Power Play, and this I think was a cool toned lip gloss. Not gonna line my lips. I'm okay with lip gloss. I have no plans to go anywhere. I kind of need to finish the filming room if I have time today. There's just so much I need to do around the house. Ooh, I really like this. It's perfect for work because it's fairly neutral tone. Oh, fairly, it's neutral toned. And that was only one dip in. I haven't re-dipped the applicator. This is just the other side of it. Oh, it smells like vanilla. So that's 2 applications, only 1 dip in. So you're not gonna waste a lot of product, but this is the 3rd one. I really like this. I'm keeping this on my table so I can use it for work. Okay, you guys, this is the final look. Let me know your thoughts. I really like the Pat McGrath Labs eyeshadow palette. The color story is stunning. Like I said, at first glance, I thought I had similar shades, but the shimmers and the chromes and other palettes, they are not the same. They have different undertones and blends and different shifts, which I absolutely love. I also don't get tired of the mauvey tones and the pinky tones because I have been gravitating towards those more as I've gotten older, and especially because I don't always want to use brown neutrals to go to work. So I appreciate a palette that I can also multitask for work. This cranberry shade probably not gonna get used for work, but the pinky tones definitely will. Now, I do have some thoughts on my skin. So the anti-pollution primer I will use with my Tarte Timeless. I really like how my skin looks with that. And then that powder still looks really nice on my skin. It did smooth out. I have under eye creases. That's never gonna go away, but like right through here, it's definitely smoothed it. And even right here where I get like the creasing from my chin and my lips, it's natural. It's normal. I've come to embrace it. But I do like how my skin looks right now. Like I said, anything that I didn't talk about that I used in the video will definitely be linked down below. So definitely go check that out if you're interested to know what additional products I used. Let me know your thoughts about some of the things that I used. The liquid eyeliner from Freck, really like that. The tip on it is a little flexible, but when you go and dip it back in to re-wet the tip, it makes it easier to get that fine line, which I appreciate. The only other liquid liner that I have like that I absolutely loved is from ColourPop, this. But when you look at how big of a bottle it is, so this is the top of this bottle and then right there. I think there's more product in here. It's hard to read. It doesn't say how many ounces, and neither does this. But absolutely will continue to try this out and use it. And it was easy to go on, didn't make a mess. Sometimes they will get all over when you have a liquid liner like this and not in pen form. The bronzer I really like, just gave that sun-kissed look. And the lip gloss I'm in love with. Look how shiny my lips are. But you guys, like I said, this is it for the video. This is the final look. Thank you so much for watching. If you're new here, make sure to hit the subscribe button down below. Hit the bell for notifications. And if you like this video, make sure to give it a big thumbs up. Until my next video, you guys, bye. I'll see you in the next one.